Honorable Priest Isaac here, and I'm here with Brother Nakaya Yahawasha. And of course, how you felt about the tour, the different places we visited, the different parks, museums, churches, the Christ Mass. Give us your experience, my Lord.
Yeah, man, and bless up, Priest Isaac Institute, for coordinating, this year, necessary and islandful occasion, wherein I got the opportunity now, guidance and safety and security, to be able to forward here, into this year, I grounds, I motherland, Ethiopia itself, and to touch in Ethiopia and also to touch in very, very sacred grounds, such as the King's Palaces, because now I am, multiple palaces where the king, resided, meeting grounds, clothes that the king wore himself, so to touch on these different areas, go to the museums, also to the national, institutes, as well as, the space program to see what's going on, as well ancient, traditional Ethiopia, as well as where Ethiopia is heading for the future. Definitely, Ayman, is personally encouraging Ayman self to return here and making the necessary preparations to come forward to be here. So it's not just a dream but a reality. So I can continue to learn, because there's so much to learn. There's no way to learn and compact everything in just one tour. So I is looking forward for the future tours, not just the next tour, but the tours up on top of the tours up on top of the tours.
Building.
You drove for miles in the desert, and suddenly you see this forest of columns coming out very high to the sky. And next to it, this village, town, which was created for the occasion of tents. And that was already a fairy tale story.
It was a perfect setup for a James Bond plot. It was so extravagant. It was so exclusive.
It was the budget from Switzerland for 2 years, which they spent in 2 days. It was big security was everywhere. Yes, machine gun on every corner. When you have all the head of states, so much responsibility.
Historically and politically, it's the only time where everyone met. You had the East, the West, the developed countries, the underdeveloped countries, the communist countries, the monarchies. Everyone was there.
Royal family, blessed love to each and every one. Give thanks for your presence with us. We glorify Kadamawe Haile Selassie, power and might of the Holy Trinity. Your humble servant, Honorable Priest Isaac, here with you. You're within the temple. Give thanks continually for life, love, and happiness and joy. What we intend to do for this episode is to highlight to the world, not necessarily just the divinity of Haile Selassie, but that we are dealing with, as the Rastafari would say, Earth's rightful ruler. When the scripture asks, who is this King of glory? The Lord of hosts, we will prove, utilizing this documentary, that we are dealing with the King of glory. As you would have heard in the introduction, this is 1971, and we are in Persia the place known as Iran today. I'm sure you have heard of Iran. And we are celebrating the 2500th year anniversary of the founding of that kingdom. And the Shah of Iran at the time would have invited hundreds of head of states of the different countries of the world. And many of them came to this event where he crowned himself the King of Kings, Shah and Shah. And he invited the Negus, the King of Kings. You would have clearly seen here. Haile Selassie is with the wife of the Shah. This is at one of the banquets that he held in the couple of days that he had these visitors with him. But again, I'm going to utilize this video. I want you to pay attention to the scenes and the clips that I bring to you and the reasoning that comes with it, because we're dealing with international diplomatic protocol and etiquettes and these things. Etiquette is not just when you're eating at a dining room table. It's how you move, how you are portrayed. The fact that of hundreds of kings and presidents and dukes and vice presidents and emperor, of all these people that were here, you even had the husband of Queen Elizabeth, Prince Philip. They were there, and they were not in the position to be escorted by the wife of the host. This is the wife of the Shah, and she is accompanied or escorting or chaperone, whatever word it is. She is moving with Haile Selassie I. This is to show you that of all these big wigs that were in the house, we were dealing with the undisputed, again, chief diplomat, king of glory, as we would have said, the earth rightful ruler. So moving all of these visitors out of the way, now the Shah, because it was empire against empire, this was a political, geopolitical, yet spiritual battle taking place here. In the same way, when Haile Selassie visited the Pope in the late 70s there, or early 70s, I should say, very late for the Pope though, you would have seen the spiritual encounter that they had. We did a program on that several years ago. It's the same thing here. So who is the real King of Kings? That's the question. But the real Negus and Agas decided to come. Let's go through this event and I will prove to you, without a doubt, who is the real King of Kings. Give thanks, life giver and the keeper of life, earth's rightful ruler. To everyone who has been asking, Priest Isaac, how can I make a contribution to the Institute? Press the link in the description and you'll get all the information that you need to do such. We truly appreciate your inquiry. For more information, email priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com. Sign up today for the Rudiments of Ancient Astronomy course and take advantage of our 50% off. The 50% discount is for a limited time and you will receive the full course for only $99.99 United States dollars. The Rudiments of Ancient Astronomy, professionally done. The graphics are definitely top-notch. Email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com. Designed for the mature mind and also for the young thinker.
we may be sitting in on a television first this morning. The heads of state are about to arrive in Persepolis, Iran, to help celebrate the 2500th anniversary of the founding of what was once called the Persian Empire, where we have Barbara Walters. Barbara?
There's so much that one should understand about this event, both historically and in terms of modern times, and I thought I'd try to give you the who, what, where, how, and why right now. Who? Well, our host is the Imperial Majesty Shahanshah, which means King of Kings, Shahanshah of Iran, Mohammad Reza. He's been the Shah since 1941. Who is here today? Well, 69 heads of state. And
all right, listen to this. Who is here today? 69 heads of state.
Quite a list, either the heads themselves or their representatives. The list includes 1 emperor, 8 kings, 5...
Okay, before she goes too far. So 69 heads of state. Let's make sure that's what she said.
وقتی به اونجا رسیدن کور میشن.
Who is here today?
Who is here today? Well, 69 heads of state, and it's quite a list, either the heads themselves or their representatives. The list includes 1 emperor, 8 kings, 5 queens, 15 presidents, 5 emirs, 4 rulers.
1 emperor, 8 kings, several queens, presidents, emirs, 1 emperor. Eh? I wonder who that could be. 1 emperor, 69 heads of state. The list includes 1 emperor.
Quite a list, either the heads themselves or their representatives. The list includes 1 emperor, 8 kings, 5 queens, 15 presidents, 5 emirs, 4 ruling princes and dukes, 1 royal princess, 2 governor generals, 2 heirs apparent, 4 junior princes, 3 vice presidents, including Vice President Agnew, 4 prime ministers, 7 sheiks, and 1 wife of the president, and that's everything but a partridge in a pear.
Everything but the partridge and no, that's not too funny. Now understand this, royal family. Again, it was like a pyramid she was creating there, and at the top was the 1 emperor. Now, this is not just by chance. We're going to go through again this documentary, and I will highlight a few important things as it relates to the presence of this 1 emperor at this very, what appears to be prestigious event. But again, the event has a lot of quagmire related to it, and the documentary itself highlights this.
In the middle of October 1971, 62 heads of state converged on the airport of the fairy tale city of Shiraz. In a patchwork of color, in a whirl of salutes, bows and curtsies, familiar faces in the world scene stepped out of their aircraft over red carpets fringed with guards of honor into the welcoming Persian sunlight. It was just like this. Too much was happening to pick out the detail. For all the arrivals, ceremony and protocol had to be carefully observed. None who were there saw it all. So began one of the most historic cultural gatherings the world has ever seen.
The only person that was sitting in headquarters in Persepolis was me. I couldn't sleep. I was scared to death because something this elaborate, any small thing that could happen would be a scandal. One of these African countries requested through our embassy that they'd like to bring 10 people with the head of state. 5 was the maximum. He said these are his personal guards, that 2 of them must sleep under his bed. So His Majesty said, okay, let this one have his 10.
Now listen to what he just said. This is important in this documentary. He just highlighted that there was an African leader that said he is coming with 10 people. And 5 of these 10 people were his personal guards. 2 of them sleep under the bed. This brother is saying he was in charge of getting things together. He was saying all of these heads of states that were coming, they were only allowed 5 people in their entourage. So all the other heads of states, listen, all of the other heads of states could only bring 5. He said that he had to go to the Shah and say, well, Shah, this African leader, now he didn't give the name. He said, this African leader wants to bring 10 people, but nobody can bring 10, only 5. You hear that? And the Shah said, it's all right, free him up. This man said the African leader was given the permission to bring 10. Now, and before we continue, because it's when we continue, you're going to get the bang. Before we continue, again, we must highlight, remember, a lot of money was spent here. They took the desert and turned it into a city with trees and roads and tents and so many different things. They brought ice out into the desert every day to make sure things kept cool. He brought birds from certain parts of the country and placed them in the area, but most of them flew away. That's the Shah. So a lot was spent. Twice the annual budget of Switzerland that was spent on this 2-day, 3-day event where the Shah was crowning himself King of Kings. But he's not the Negus and Nagats. He's not the earth's rightful ruler, and he's not the King of Glory. This man is saying 10 people the African leader wanted to bring, but we could only afford 5. And I went to the Shah, and the Shah said, it's okay. Let him have the 10. That's a highlight for him. This is decades after. He is reminiscing on what was happening when he was younger. And this is a story he pulled out of his hat because it was unique. Hear what he says after that.
And he brought 10 guys. Haile Selassie came with...
Haile Selassie came. Now, hold on. Haile Selassie was not the leader. At least he didn't say it was Haile Selassie. He just said an African leader. And now he's going on with Haile Selassie. Okay, tell us about Haile Selassie.
10 guys. Haile Selassie came with 75 people.
Haile Selassie came with 75 people
on a plane. I remember I went nuts because these guys, who's going to take care of 85 people?
Haile Selassie came on a plane with 75 people. And he said he went nuts because he said, who, where, how are we going to take care of, then he said 85 people. Now, I'm not going to, weigh down your mind with the maths right now and try to figure out what he's really saying and who's the other African leader he was talking about. Because he said the other African leader got 10 people to come. He didn't give any name. Then he said Haile Selassie came with 75 people. He said, who's going to take care of the 85? But anyway, the main point is that they have a protocol of 5 people. You can't bring. So Prince what's his name? Prince Philip, when he came, he had to have 5 people or less. Princess Anne, 5 people or less. You know, all of these heads of state, the king of Russia and the king of this or the king of whatever, you know, and the president of here, there, and everywhere, the king of Jordan, all of these fellas were there. And they could not bring more than 5 people. Haile Selassie came with 75 people. You think the Shah of Iran is going to give Negus and Nagas any trouble as it relates to how many people he have in his entourage? Of course not. Earth's rightful ruler. Hold on.
You've never seen a tent like this before. It's not like your average camping tent. They were like little homes. I mean, they were gorgeous, and everything looked like it had come right out of a decorating magazine. You could pull up your chair, and it was a nightmare of all nightmares at this thing. Everybody was sort of looking to see where everybody else was seated and who had a better seat and who had a better ranking. So all that was going on at the same time.
And just to highlight what was said there a moment ago, the reporter clearly said, listen, man, everyone was looking to see who had the better seat and who sat next to who and all of that. Now, of course, remember, hundreds of people around this well put together, elongated and well-designed and curvy table. But at the same time, the chief seat, again, belongs to the man next to the wife of the host. And as you can clearly see, the chief seat belongs to Emperor Haile Selassie I. Again, this is not religion we're talking about. I'm just proving to you in the geopolitical world, on the geopolitical stage, historically, in any gathering that the emperor was in, he always had the best seat, undeniable. And this is very important as we are talking about Earth's rightful ruler. Now, again, he's in the presence of another fella who is going to crown himself Shah, the king of kings, I guess, of Iran. But keep in mind, if you understand the history of the Shah, this is another thing. Remember, we highlight from time to time Economic Hitman by John Perkins, The Confessions of an Economic Hitman. And the Shah is almost the star of his book, and how the Shah was utilized by the governments of the West and the CIA and so forth, even to get rid of Mossadegh, the individual who was the prime minister of Iran at the time, and he wanted to use the resources of Iran for the people of Iran, and of course the Western world didn't like that. And they sent in Roosevelt, Kermit Roosevelt. They spent some money and Mossadegh was overthrown. Man, if you read the Confessions of an Economic Hitman, you must ask yourself, so if all of these heads of states had to crumble under the economic hitmen and the jackals and the CIA and so forth, where was Haile Selassie during all of this time? The Shah of Iran is the puppet of the CIA. He is their puppet, King of Kings, because they couldn't use the real King of Kings to be their puppet, so they had to invent some new King of Kings. and try to clash the Ethiopian kingdom with the Persian kingdom. Trust me. And this is why when the real King of Kings show up, one emperor, 8 kings, 4 queens, when the real Negus show up, the fella that is organizing the banquet, well, nobody can bring more than 5. No, Prince Philip, you can't bring more than 5. Queen of the Netherlands, you can't bring more than 5. So, Hato, we told you no more than 5. This African king wants to bring, this African leader wants to bring 10 people. You can't bring more than 5, brother. Only because you're an African leader, I'm going to ask the Shah. Okay, you got through. Haile Selassie is here. He came with 75 people. Wow, where are we going to put these people? We got to get someplace ready. When you watch this documentary, you don't see the king bowing down and doing all of the stuff you see all the other leaders doing. But the point is that he's moving with the wife of the host of the banquet. The star of the show's spouse is the chaperone of Negus. It's just diplomatic protocol. That's all. He's the chief person here. That's why he has the head seat at the table. I was going to say head table, but if you see the table, it's like this long table, like a snake as such. And Negus is at the head. Now, we're going to see Haile Selassie at the funeral of President Charles de Gaulle of France. And again, the importance of position. Because keep in mind, at the funeral of President Kennedy, Haile Selassie was front and center. That's the President of the United States. Haile Selassie would have just visited Kennedy. And then he went back to Ethiopia eventually, and then had to return in short order to the United States of America to bury President John F. Kennedy. Front and center, many other heads of states and important diplomats were there. But front and center was Haile Selassie I. And next to him, you would have seen the picture, is Charles de Gaulle. Now, de Gaulle is being buried now, and Haile Selassie is at the funeral and at the memorial in the church. Again, he is given the seat, the highest position. He's in the front and in the center. He's right at the edge. He's not in the middle of anyone here. And if you look good, you would see just next to him is the Shah of Iran, taking a second seat to the real Negus, the real King of Kings. The picture, the photos, as they say, don't lie. And it's right in front of you, clear to see who is Earth's rightful ruler. Who is the King of Glory? This is not religion here. This is geopolitics. And you may say, well, that doesn't matter in the kingdom of God. Well, in the kingdom of history, you should ask your question, why is it that they leave Haile Selassie, the most important figure in history, totally out of the history books? Rastafari.
Attention! Join us in Ethiopia from the 20th to the 29th of July 2026 for the Lion of Judah Tour, as we celebrate the 134th anniversary of Emperor Haile Selassie I, Emperor of Ethiopia. In Addis Ababa, we will visit the Grand Jubilee Palace, the University of Addis Ababa Imperial Palace, the Throne Room and Palace of Menelik II, and of course, the Science Museum, the National Museum, the Battle of Adwa Museum, and so much more. Then we go south to Shashamane and visit the hot springs and waterfalls of Wando Geddon. And don't forget the summer palace of the Emperor. Come prepared to rock Naya Big. Remember that the Lion of Judah tour is all inclusive. Your meals, your accommodations, transportation, and so much more. Plus, take advantage of our 50%, 30%, and 20% discounts that are available. For more information or to register, email us at priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com. The Lion of Judah tour. What a gathering. I will see you there.
The fact that the ancient Dogon people could detect Sirius B, called Sigitolu, means that they had a clear astrophysical understanding of this star system just to detect it alone. The star Sirius is the brightest star in the night sky. It has a magnitude of minus 1.46. The magnitude refers to the brightness of the star or other celestial bodies. The brighter the object, the lower the magnitude, at least the numbers assigned to it. So the brighter an object appears, the lower the value of its magnitude. The brightest objects in the sky are negative in number. In ancient astronomy, we observe both apparent magnitude and absolute magnitude. Apparent magnitude is the brightness of an object as it appears in the sky from Earth. Sign up today for the Rudiments of Ancient Astronomy course and take advantage of our 50% off. The 50% discount is for a limited time, and you will receive the full course for only $99.99 United States dollars. The Rudiments of Ancient Astronomy, professionally done. The graphics are definitely top-notch. Email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com. Designed for the mature mind and also for the young thinker.